Hello and welcome back to DxO Quick Tip Tutorials. We're going to continue on with some of the control point or U-point tools in this. Here we have a nice little beach scene, sunset there, some boats going out of the harbor. You can see the foreground is a little dark. I want to start by lightening that up. Now DxO is full of tools that all do the same thing, so you can attack whatever given thing you need to attack from different angles or whatever angle you feel comfortable. In this foreground situation, I think I'm going to use a gradient. So we're going to go up here to local adjustments, make sure that's ticked, and now you are ready to roll. So we're going to just right click on this and add a gradient and bring that gradient right up here from the bottom. And just pretty much line that up with this flat edge where the water meets the shore. That's why I chose to use a gradient, really, is because anytime you have a flat horizon or just a flat line in nature there, a gradient just works perfectly. And we'll just give that a little boost in exposure. If you noticed, while I'm using this gradient, I can also use any other tools I want to use. Say I want to add some Clearview Plus, any other tools that I want to use within this gradient, I can just go ahead and, whether I want it to be saturation, vibrance, whatever you want to do, you can just make those adjustments while you're using this gradient. So I'm looking pretty happy with that, kind of lit up there. Now we can work on the skies. So the first thing you want to do when you're working with control points is make sure you always add another mask, because everything is connected. This control point would be connected to the next control point until I add another mask. And you can see it looks like I have two control points going here. So I'm going to get rid of one. This is the one I want. If you ever get lost, oh my gosh, where are my control points? Go over here and you can see everything you've added so far. Just go ahead and hover over it. And there is my graduated filter right there. And that is the only thing I have on my project at this time. If I want to see my filter, I can just go right here, just adjust a little more maybe. And so back to control points, you always want to make sure you add a new mask before you move on. Otherwise it will be connected, and I'll show you how that works. If I were to go, say, right over here, say I want to add a control point to these rocks here and just give them, just for example purposes, lighten them up a bit with a little exposure boost. And you know, that's not how we do it, but just for practical purposes. Now, without adding a mask, I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to add a control point right here too. Where are we at here? Oops, I'm going to add one more right here. Now, you can see the minute I left clicked and added that control point there, this area just lit up. And now if I put one on the boat, that boat just lights up. And wherever I start putting these control points now, it's just going to automatically do the exact same thing that it did over here, because these are all connected now. Okay, so I'm just going to go here and I'm going to delete that mask. Until you add a new mask, all your control points are going to do the same thing. So let's just bring this back out, and we can, just for fun here, add one more add a new mask first of all, and then we will add a gradient. Bring our gradient down from the top here. And we can just go ahead and lower the exposure on that sky. And that's starting to look really nice. So the moral of the story here is, before you start with another local adjustment, unless you want it to look exactly like the local adjustment you just made, you have to right click and add a new control point. Every time you click and click and click, it's just going to keep adding the same settings as the last control point you added. Thank you. See you next time.